YouTube? Back again working on the Bruiser chassis Amigo. Fabbed up some basic body mounts, just kind of get an idea of height and how much we're going to have to cut off the body. And I think I'm going to go ahead and try to do some sandblasting on the body, remove the glossy layer, the finished plastic, get rid of all the stickers and all the crap that we've done trying to remove them. I did go ahead and mark it to try and see how much we have to trim, because it does not work well with these tires. Even though they're not super huge, these are pretty good size, and especially in the rear there's going to be a lot of modding to clearance these 155s rock stompers from RC 4-wheel drive. Let's see. I've got the body attached. You can see my marks here on the side. There's going to be a lot of trimming in the back. Wheelbase is a bit longer. I figured the longer the better. I could move the axle forward and then I'd have to cut both sides. But for right now, I only need to trim the rear, and I think the longer wheelbase is going to work better on the rocks anyway. So went ahead and did that. I've got the bumper, both bumpers put on just to kind of see how much work they're going to need. And I'm probably going to go ahead and trim some of this stuff out. I need some of it to keep the body mounts for the rear, but odds are I'm not going to put the hard top back on there. It was pretty bad shape. Somebody had already tried to scratch off all the stickers, so it has a lot of. It looked like they used a key to try and scratch off the stickers, so it has some pretty deep gouges in the plastic. As far as chrome stuff, I'm not sure yet. So I'm going to do the base plastic stuff first and kind of go from there. Still had a little trouble with the height. I put some spacers in it, trying to raise it up, my aluminum mounts that I made. And I think it's looking alright. I'm having some issues with the leaf springs. I got a little bit of a lean going on, so I may have to swap out the front leaf springs for some new ones that might set more even. But it's looking pretty cool. I think it's really neat. I like the height. I'm gonna clearance it out a little bit, and then we'll try to give the sandblasting a shot, see if we can strip some of this off. Alright, so I did the rough trimming. Got the bumpers trimmed back. Rear fenders made a little wider. Front bumper made a lot of difference. Still gonna have a little bit of rubbing maybe at full flex, if I can even get that much out of it, since it's gonna be leaf sprung. We'll come back and clean that up later with the sanding wheel and Dremel. For that I've got this Easy Lock cut off wheel, the plastic bit. Worked pretty well. I did it at an angle into the plastic, so it didn't cut giant straight swatches into it. It was just kind of the edge of it, and came out pretty good. The other driver's or passenger fender over there is a little rougher, but nothing that can't be cleaned up with the sanding wheel. Move it back a little bit. I just got it setting up there for right now. I didn't cut the entire fender out. It had a lip around the edge on both fenders, on all four, that just kind of like a body line type lip, and I did trim that off all the way around, but I didn't make the fender itself any wider. All I did was cut the openings wider, the front and the back. This one I did a little more on the rear because the wheelbase was off just a little, and you can't really tell. Once I smooth it out, you won't even be able to notice. So I guess the next step is trying to get I gotta do some work on my sandblasting cabinet. One of my hoses inside for my airline kept blowing off. It won't stay pressed onto the fitting. It's got a hose clamp around it, so I'm gonna try to, I don't know, see if we can kind of glue it and clamp it. But get after that and get after the body with the glass bead. See if we can knock all this crap off the surface and get us something that's paintable. Alright, so the first round of sandblasting is done. Now that it's out of the cabinet, hosed it off. There's still a little bit of residue left in places. I might try it with some sandpaper, see if I can knock it down a little bit. Overall though, it's looking pretty good. It looks better now it's all one color. You can see I'm still going to have to trim the chrome back. I put the chrome back on the front bumper. It's going to hit a little bit up there. I've cut that back. I got the plastic part already trimmed. And I just got to clean up the wheel wells and the rear bumper. But so far, I'm starting to get excited about it now. I can finally start seeing the finished product here. And it's looking pretty neat. It looks a ton better without all the stickers all over it. Here you can see it's just use this flat aluminum bar that I picked up at Home Depot a while ago, and I mounted it to the upper mounts for the front crossmember. There's mounts that go on top, and they move a little bit. I'm going to do some more work on that once I get everything squared away and figure out what's going to be where permanently. But for now, I just needed some way to attach it, and the body has those mounts sticking down where it attached to the old cheap Radio Shack chassis. So I utilized that, and the same story in the rear. If I can get you in there, yeah, same thing. It just comes off the frame where the rear crossmember mount was. Show you on the bottom here, and it's just a piece of aluminum goes over to the body, and that's also where the bumpers mount up, front and back. And it's not too hard to get together. I did do a little work on the front to try and raise it up. The bumper's got some plastic between where the screw goes and where the body mount should be, so it's just kind of gapped in there right now. And figure out something a little bit better once we get to that point. But for now, I'm pretty excited about it. Digging the tires and wheels. I might hit the wheels a little bit, knock some of that fake rust off, just because I don't know if I want rusty on this truck. I'm kind of thinking this is going to be the trail truck. It's going to be a rock truck, so it's going to be pretty banged up, and it's going to be purpose built, you know. So I don't know. We got a long way to go before we get to that. I've got to do some more work on these fenders, kind of even them out a little bit, and yeah, see where it goes. So guys, skipped a few steps there. I had something come up. I didn't get to finish this video the same day I started it, so got a little more work done on it. Sandblasting. I did come back with some sandpaper and knock some of the residue that was still on there. It needs a little more work. I'm probably gonna hit it with the sandpaper a little more, and then I'm gonna blast it again just to even out the finish, make sure there's no scratches. I'm still not sure on paint and all that. It kind of looks cool, faded out red, but yeah, I don't know. I did go ahead and start on the hard top. It still needs a lot of work. It's got some more residue on it, and I don't know how I'm gonna make that shiny again. I don't know, I'm gonna have to try and polish it or something. We'll just see. May not even use it. I did go ahead and final cut and sand and clean up the fenders. Got the edges pretty even and straight. Did make the rear a little bigger than I wanted. It just how it worked out. Came back further just to clear everything. It works. I'm kind of going for a different look on this. I don't want it to really look like a street truck. I want to build a weekend crawler type truck, something you could drive to the trail and bash and drive back home. We'll see how it goes. Just gotta kind of play these builds by ear and see where it takes us. I did add the mirrors here. I'll show you those. I bought those from someone in Czech Republic. It makes he remolds the bodies for the Izusu, and he makes all the stuff for it. The mirrors, still need to work on how they're mounted. They're just in there with one, they're like factory Tamiya. They just have a shaft that goes in, you put a body pin through it. So they don't fit super tight, but I got the holes lined up, got them drilled so they're in the right spot. And they have a recess for some type of mirror. So we'll have to think about that later down the road. I did go ahead and cut the front chrome bumper to clear. That's not my seats out. And one thing I was really proud of up here, this window cowl. This is part of the original window. But without it, you're missing something. That's your wiper cowl. See if I can get you a better angle up here. There you go. So you can see, kind of. All I did was score that off the front of the windshield. Just kept cutting with the blade, got a nice clean edge. And it had mounting holes and points already, so it's just two little screws holding it in on the underside. And I did a little check-in. I haven't really done anything yet, but it looks like the Mojave windshield might work. The side windows and sunroof and stuff won't, but all I really want is a windshield. The width is right, it's just the length is a little odd, top to bottom, and the angle is going to be a little bit different. But I'm hoping now that I've got that wiper cowl mounted in that everything works out better now. What else did I do? Show you the back. I just had these 1.9 what are these? Dirt grabbers, just the basic kit RC 4-wheel drive tires. Threw one of those on the back. It's pretty heavy. I mean, I don't have any shocks on there yet, so it's nice and springy and bouncy, but yeah, we'll see. I'd like to have a 155 on there if that's what I'm going to run on the truck, but I'm out of 155 tires. Short of these little bitty, little tiny guys. That ain't gonna work. Flip it over here and I'll show you how the body mounts work. Alright, you can see one of the back driver's side mount. All I did was get some aluminum bar stock, where the original cross member goes on the back of the Bruiser frame. It has a lip on top with a hole. I just bolted that flat stock to it, run it up to an existing body hole, and drilled them out. Right now it will slide back and forth, which has kind of helped me because I keep having issues with the wheelbase, so I can adjust the body. The front's exactly the same. The bumper mounts to the same holes, front and back, and they are pinched between the chassis and the body. So it's all in there nice and tight. The bumpers aren't going to come off unless they break. Let's see what else. Got an interior piece in there right now. Just a piece of styrene with some seats and some carpet I've had for a while. RC 4-wheel drive, they're rubber looking seats. They look pretty good in there. The size is right. So I'm probably going to stick with those. I've just got to, once I figure out the windshield, then I can move on to the interior. And I've still got to decide whether or not to do the rear top, because then that'll play into the interior build a whole lot. Then we'll have to do some cutting and modifying around the hatch area, because it's got this lip inside of it all the way around, and that doesn't look good. So if I'm going to do it up top, I've got to cut it out and do a bigger interior. See that a little better now. And that's another problem, is that's where the body mounts down from, right here on both sides. So if I cut all that out, I'm going to have to leave a little bit of it. But we'll cross that bridge when we get there. I'm getting ahead of myself. Still got to sandblast it a little more, and I've still got problems with the transmission. I need to get that sorted out before I move forward with the interior because obviously it's going to be in the way. The RC 4-wheel drive, whatever these are, the ones that come with the Yoda truck, doesn't quite fit between the rails. This won't fit inside the rails, and it's just kind of bulky. I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to do yet. I've been brainstorming ideas. Like I said before, I can't really buy any new parts, but I'm keeping my eye out for something that'll work. It's part of building something like this from scratch. You never know. You just gotta keep your eyes open and look for stuff. You'll find it eventually. Run across something that'll work in there. For right now, I'm just gonna have fun with the body. Starting to look like a truck, look scale. I think that was all I had to update you on. So here's a better shot of the rear body mount. See how it's just sitting on the frame. Nothing fancy. I probably might replace those with steel. I didn't realize I had steel bar stock sitting around, but I do. Same size as the aluminum. So we'll cross that bridge again later. I think that's going to be it for now. This is installment 2 in this. Thank y'all for watching, and please like, subscribe, and share. And have a good day.